What's up everybody, it's T. I hope that you're doing well. I'm back with another video, and by the title you already know what I'm going to be talking about. Today I'm going to be discussing how to practice radical self-acceptance, and if you have not watched the video last week, I suggest that you watch that video before watching this one. I wanted to make this video today because it is something that I'm practicing, and I really wanted to share practical tools on how you can get started to practicing radical self-acceptance. I see that there is a need for this type of information, and I'm more than willing to share exactly what I'm doing to just bloom and blossom, and I'm wilting too, but overall I'm still thriving exactly in who I want to be, and that's because I gave myself permission to do so. So radical self-acceptance is accepting yourself exactly as you are in the present moment, flaws and all, no ifs, no ands, no buts about it, and it really is the essence of living in your truth. It's about pushing old ways of being in order to open the door to healing on a deeper level. It is an opportunity to integrate shadow aspects of yourself so you can really learn to approach them with a mindset of love instead of so much internalized hate for who you are. It's an opportunity to be so rooted in who you are, regardless of the past or any mistakes that you've made in your life. You are really giving yourself permission to release any doubts, any fears, all the things that are really stopping you from stepping into the fullness of who you are. It is a way to give you permission to release doubts, to release fears, and all the things that are keeping you small and disconnected from your divinity in the first place. So the first insight that I want to give on how to practice radical self-acceptance is unlearning to relearning. The goal here is to really take inventory of everything that you've learned from childhood and everything that you've been taught from other people around you, and really learning how to create a funnel to separate those things that you've been taught and figuring out what really still resonates with you now in the present moment as an adult. The goal is to not only talk about the things that you want to do or talk about the things that you want to change or talk about the things that no longer resonate with you, but also be about it as well. Through your actions and through your behaviors, you give yourself permission to develop new beliefs. As a kid, I was really shy, and that developed into me being overly defensive, growing up always feeling the need to defend myself because I wasn't utilizing my voice at all as a kid. So when I got older, I just always wanted to defend myself, and I was doing it in situations that were meant to bring me love. There wasn't always a need for me to be defending myself. Every moment I was always getting snappy or catching an attitude because of just the basic sense of survival mode, really wanting my voice to be heard. But it wasn't that my voice wasn't being heard. It was just that I was so attached to the belief that I had to defend myself at all times in order to be heard. And that's not true. That was something that I really held on to out of comfortability, because it is uncomfortable before it is comfortable. Like I said in the previous video, there are things that have been stored in our subconscious mind, so they're just easy to do unconsciously, easy to do without even paying attention. So instead of being so focused on the things that you already know, allow yourself to develop new beliefs about who you are, and let that inner guidance guide you exactly to where you're supposed to be. The next insight that I want to give you guys is to release the fear of judgment from others and from yourself, thinking that, oh, I'll never be accepted, so I'm just going to do what everybody thinks I should be doing anyway. But in the process of even practicing non-judgment, it's really scary because you are vulnerable and you're so open and you're so raw, and it's not really a state that we're used to being in at all times. I know that because I am just true to myself and showing up like that even more on social media, every moment is a moment of vulnerability for me, because it's always a moment for someone to say, oh, she thinks she all that, or she don't know what she's talking about. Even if that energy isn't directed toward me in my face, it is still a moment for people to say those things about me. You won't always be accepted, especially when you decide to show up to be true to you, and just be prepared to be met with resistance, because there are so many people who are wishing that they can be as bold as you are, that they are just secretly hating that they don't know how to show up to be themselves and to show themselves and share themselves to the world in such a raw and authentic way. So you're going to be met with resistance regardless. But it's so freeing when you know that you got yourself and you're no longer lying to yourself in the way that you're living and through your actions and through your words. There's nothing that we can do to stop other people from judging us, but when it comes to judging yourself, learn to slow down in the moment of judgment of something that you said, judgment of something that you did, and instead of instantly denying the feelings, learn to just sit with truth. Be open and just give yourself permission to be exactly as you are. I know in moments when let's say we do something that is not normally of us, but we did it anyway, or we said it anyway, and we get so hard on ourselves only because of what someone else is saying about us, only because of what a loved one is going to say. Well, this isn't like you. This isn't normally how you do it, so that's how you're going to do it. And it's so easy to just be like, damn, I am a little messed up in the head, or damn, I really did that. I don't like that. But learning to just accept that and say, I'm still valuable and I still hold value even in that moment of a mistake, even in that moment where, yeah, maybe I did do something that was out of character, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because next time I'll know how to handle it, and next time I won't approach the situation in that way. Next insight is, remember that every challenge is meant to be a learning experience. Look, life is not perfect, okay? In fact, it's just the human in us and the spirit in us having a very dynamic experience. So it's meant to change, and it's meant to be complex. Like, it's not easy at all. And there is opportunity to learn something in each moment, especially the moments when they are filled with challenges. It's life. We live and we learn. Who taught us to get our panties in a bunch over everything that we say or do or didn't say? All you can really do is say, it's okay, I'm still learning, and question yourself by saying, what can I do differently next time? Really getting an introspective viewpoint about the challenges and not being so fixated on the decision that you made at hand, but knowing that the next moment that it runs around, the next moment that it happens, you have the opportunity to change the response. You're always learning, you're always accessing, you're always exchanging information with other people. You're always navigating how to just be in the world. Having self-assurance that your experience is valid because it's always in changing and expanding every day is just so important. You do have permission to have a completely intense experience while also having a gentle and compassionate experience at the same time. There is really a beautiful fluidity and flow about life, but most of the time we miss it because we're so busy trying to be in control of everything around us that we miss the gentleness, and we miss how it can be intense at the same time. And learning to just accept the challenges as they're coming and going just really helps you to see that, dang, I'm very complex in this dynamic experience, and that's okay. Insight number 4, avoid comparison. It's so easy to get caught up in a loophole of comparison because we live in a world of stimulation. I mean, it's always about what someone else is doing, what someone else is wearing, what someone else has accumulated in their new sense of freedom. And to be honest, when you compare yourself, you just come up short. Your self-confidence and your self-esteem take the blow when you compare yourself. And the next thing you know, you don't even know how to actually take compliments from someone. Someone tells you that you're pretty, and all you can ever say is,
Oh my God, no, I'm not. You're so pretty.
Boy, if you don't get... I will never understand how we can willingly give compliments to other people and we can't compliment ourselves. That's definitely a comparison mindset, when you can't even look in the mirror and tell yourself that you look good, but you're so quick to just reject someone else's compliment and say, no, it's you that's pretty. I think that's crazy. And when I get compliments, I'm not measuring my worth based off what they're saying. I genuinely appreciate what people have told me. But when I say thank you, I genuinely just mean thank you. I don't think that I have a compliment and criticism bucket, because when someone tells me anything, it's going in the bucket of what other people have said to me. It's going in the bucket of what other people have said about me. And that's how I can always just measure my worth on what I'm saying, but not taking everything so personally on what other people are saying. At the end of the day, we have no way of knowing what's going on in someone's inner world. We only know what they are showing us. So let's start to measure our worth according to our own race, not according to someone else's outside experience. We can just make sure to always bring intention back to our journey by saying, what do I think? What am I doing? What am I feeling? What do I want? Remember that thoughts and feelings are so fleeting and they're always changing. And instead of getting so fixated on something that happened in a moment, allow yourself to expand and to grow from that experience. I hope that these words have found you with the most clarity. Let me know how your practice in radical self-acceptance is going, and I'll see you guys in the next video.